guys, what's up? I'm doing a vlog and it hasn't been a month, but every time I say that, usually the vlog afterwards is a month later. Hopefully you're repeating the past. But the Justice League trailer dropped today and I figured that was worth talking about. We had the Rebels Season 3 finale and I wanted to talk about more celebration crap, Guardian stuff, and I've got Nick and Joe here. Say hi.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're talking about the freaking Justice League trailer that begins with a damn horse, because horses are amazing. Joe, Nick, what did you think of the trailer?
DC likes their horses.
Overall, I thought the whole trailer was just awesome. That was everything I was hoping.
So unbelievable.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it is 2017 already, and this trailer just dropped. I mean, Comic-Con was insane enough, but now that they've worked on the movie so much more, and they have so much more to show, I'm like dying over here. I mean, granted, we haven't seen Steppenwolf yet. We haven't seen, we haven't seen Deathstroke or any of the other craziness that's going to be in the movie. But everything that they did pack into this trailer, I mean, hell, even Superman's not in this trailer. Like, there's so much more on top of what we are already getting in this teaser alone. I cannot believe that this is actually a thing. I mean, this is the worst camera angle I've probably ever had in a vlog, and I just didn't realize until just now. Sorry about that. But oh my god. There's so much to unpack in this trailer, but the number one thing I took away was Zack Snyder just somehow only getting better with the visuals. I mean, this clearly the prologue of the Amazonians fighting off Darkseid's forces, God knows how many thousands of years prior to present day. I mean, my god, all the Aquaman shots, all the CG with Cyborg. I mean, this line here with, what's your superpower? I'm rich. I mean, the parademons are terrifying, and it's hard to believe that those are once people. And this shot with, like, the Flash and Cyborg, there's just so much going on in this trailer, and it's amazing. Look at Cyborg. It's fantastic. I don't know, Joe, Nick, what else do you want to say?
Cameos.
Yeah, there are so many cameos. We got Mara in there, too. She was at like 149, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, there's Mara.
Henry Allen.
Amber Heard is as Mara, that's loud. That didn't turn down the volume. Henry Allen, which I did not expect to see so soon. That's pretty great. I mean, there's just so much going on, dude. And then the ending, you got Commissioner Gordon's giant mustache, which looks like it's going to take flight. And the bat suit just looks fantastic. I hope that amazing new cowl is just as comfortable as the last one, because, I mean, admittedly, in like one of the earlier shots, it does look pretty tight around Ben's head, not gonna lie. But I'm totally nitpicking. This trailer looks amazing. There's not really, a whole lot else to discuss, because it was mostly visuals and a few really great lines, but it all looks amazing, and this is live action and actually happening. So, yeah. First Justice League trailer. I can't freaking believe it. I hope Avengers Infinity War is going to look this good next year, because my god, Zack Snyder somehow only gets better with his directing style, and that was the shot I was talking about, by the way, with the cowl. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers most of it with the Justice League trailer, actually. Nick, Joe, you guys have anything else you want to add? Because
just so much. You just got to go frame by frame.
We've got Forever Alone Lois in one of these shots here. R.I.P.
It's so sad.
Yeah. I wonder how she's been doing.
You gotta talk about when Aquaman jumps on the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Oh. I think it was this shot? No, that's Wonder Woman. The parademons are horrifying, by the way. I mean, that looks like something out of, like, Dead Space or some shit. I mean, that is just horrifying. I forget what shot it is. Barry looks incredible. The flash effects, I mean, damn. So, no, it wasn't. I think I missed it. Gosh damn it. It's further back.
That's good. It's hard to, like, Joe, really put your head around this stuff. It's at the end.
Oh, is it at the very end? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
To put your head around some of this stuff, because, it's made to be seen on, like, a movie theater screen.
I mean, and yeah, this shot when Aquaman throws himself at the parademons, clearly trying to get captured. I'm guessing probably trying to figure out where the hell Steppenwolf is. Who the hell knows? I mean, freaking insane. I mean, that is such a great shot. And then that shot of, like, Wonder Woman, it looks like she's in, like, a museum or, like, a bank, or I have no idea. But Joe, Nick, and I are all kind of convinced that this shot is when Superman finally reveals himself, and this is super awkward when it cuts to black and you can just see me talking while I look at the viewfinder, but yeah.
It reminds me of the Civil War trailer, when they're at the airport and they're all lined up, and then obviously they cut out a lot of the characters for surprise. I feel like that's what.
Yeah, like when Spider-Man was CG'd out from so much, and they even like CG'd Robert Downey Jr. out of the shot from when they were in Avengers HQ when they first got the Sokovia Accords. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
I
if
think it's going to be something similar like that. Like there's a few more characters in that line.
And one last thing I wanted to point out, I thought the mother box was like basically like Cyborg was that mother box now, but nope, he's got that might be a separate mother box, but then you have one in Silas Stone's apartment earlier on here that Parademon is clearly after. So I mean, yeah,
that's confusing.
Yeah, but
I'm sure they'll explain.
There's so much more even after this trailer. This was just supposed to be like, this is happening. Here are some great moments. And with so much more to come. I mean, this was definitely a teaser trailer, but one hell of one. I mean, my God. So, yeah. Aside from that, I think that pretty much covers all of it. The posters that they've been posting on social media looked amazing. There's some new Spider-Man Homecoming posters. Those look okay.
Well, your Guardians character posters, right?
Yeah, speaking of Guardians character posters, well, we're not going to really show those. I actually got this giant Guardians 2 poster. I think it's 24 by 36, and I got a frame for it. A couple of these frames at Michael's, actually. Ignore my sister's shoes. But this is something I figured I would do, because like for the year and a half that we've lived in this apartment, I have never put anything on that wall. It has just been blank and just like depressing. I mean, it's like, I feel like when I look at this wall, I'm like freaking Kingpin or like, Wilson Fisk from Daredevil. I'm just like looking at a wall depressed. So that's why I'm finally hanging stuff up. And that came in from eBay, and it looks freaking fantastic. And also to give me sufficient motivation at all times to work on the damn Guardians, because I'm worried about that. But what do you want to say, Nick?
I was going to say something about how, like, I think the wait and the anticipation was pretty well deserved. Like, it's definitely worth it, because over like the past 2 days they've been releasing these little like character teasers. They're doing posters, and then we finally get the trailer, and it just makes all that waiting worth it.
I love how they built up to it on social media with all the different.
And here's the thing with it too: it's like there's actually footage in those teasers that isn't in the trailer.
Oh yeah, well,
which is pretty cool.
I'm not going out of my way to find those. Not gonna lie, so.
Yeah, it's like now people can shut up and find a trailer.
So I don't know. What do you want to say, Joe?
So that people can shut up until
like San Diego Comic-Con. But anyway, so now that we're done with all the Justice League stuff, we have to talk about Celebration and the Rebels Season 3 finale. So, I guess spoilers for the Rebels Season 3 finale. I know for a fact Joe didn't see it, but Nick did. And that's without asking Joe, by the way, so. Anyway.
You assume.
I didn't even watch it. I saw clips.
Oh, well, I guess neither of them watched it. But basically, after Twin Sons and how disappointed I was, and spent like 20 minutes talking about that in the last vlog. Actually, I think I spent like 25 minutes talking about that in the last vlog. I can no longer words after a day of moving. I was, the one thing I took away most from the Rebels Season 3 finale, and it wasn't bad. I mean, I really did think it was pretty great. And it was one of those occasions where Ezra and Sabine really didn't bother me, which unfortunately is only a small percentage of the time. Because, like, Twin Sons was a prime example of how Ezra just really gets under my skin, unfortunately, and I just can't enjoy his character as much as most other people, but that was not the case for this episode. I mean, Ezra and Sabine, I thought, were actually okay and didn't bother me, and the rest of the characters, Kanan, Hera, Rex, Zeb, I mean, you had Mon Mothma in there, General Dodonna, I mean, you had so much going on in this finale for the most part, but it was really just a lot of set pieces. In terms of story, there wasn't a lot going on. And in terms of the Rogue One tie-ins, not a lot going on. And yes, you had a fraction, you had a part of the fleet that you eventually see at the Battle of Scarif with General Dodonna's, his whole section of it helping out the Ghost crew and that they're based on Adelon. But I mean, the tie-ins with like the Death Troopers literally might as well have been stormtroopers. They did absolutely nothing but just stand around and like drag Callus around. They didn't even have the muffled and like garbled and distorted audio, like the decrypted audio coming from their helmets. Didn't get to hear that at all. They were totally mute, which I thought was really disappointing. They were just honestly eye candy, which I thought kind of sucked. But I mean, I thought the Rebels season two finale was definitely more eventful, but at the same time, with the Rebels season 2 finale, you had way too many lightsabers, you had way too many major characters in the same place at the same time. It was a bit of a mess in terms of too much happening. So then here I am kind of being a hypocrite saying not enough happened, but at least the season 2 finale had a lot more story. Whereas this was just more of like what would have been the conclusion to one story arc in the Clone Wars. I mean, it did, but instead in this it was like a major season finale when it didn't really feel like one. It wasn't really eventful enough, and of course Thrawn doesn't succeed. He doesn't deal a major blow to the rebellion aside from Sato being, sacrificing himself and a few other rebel flagships that went down. So I mean, I think Thrawn was capable of a lot more, but pulling one of those frigates right out of hyperspace I thought was pretty damn cool. Aside from that, though, I mean, yeah, the whole everything they did with the Bendu I thought was really fascinating. That was more than I expected from that, and I love Thrawn's reaction to basically experiencing and witnessing a being and a creature outside of his comprehension. I thought that was really interesting because Thrawn is definitely the type who's so calculating and collected, thinks he knows everything about the galaxy. The guy comes from wild space, so I mean, he thinks, or I guess the unknown regions, he thinks he knows everything. So when he encounters the Bendu and sees what the Bendu does, I thought that was really interesting. But in terms of story and substance, it was really flat. It was really not overly eventful for the characters per se. But a lot of you guys may disagree, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with what I think. But at least this was definitely one of Rebels' strongest episodes. But it was a kind of annoying. They've got to change the intro. That dan, dan, it's so bad, and they've been doing it since 2014. But hopefully, a lot of you guys were able to enjoy it more than I did. But I thought it was definitely a really great couple of episodes, just not a season finale per se. So. Yeah, but aside from that, that's pretty much it for Rebels until we get footage at Star Wars Celebration of what they're doing for Season 4, which I hope will be better because at this point I'm still grasping at straws for my hope for this show. So, anyway, in terms of Celebration news, I want to talk about Celebration to those of you guys who are going. Apparently, the panels were just released. Joe and I have yet to take a look at them, but it's going to be totally insane going to Celebration. As a matter of fact, I did design some cards that I'm going to be giving out to those of you guys that I encounter at Celebration. They're going to be some Celebration exclusive themed cards, which you probably don't even care about, but I'm going to show you anyway because I think they're pretty cool, and they're all Rogue One and Force Awakens themed. So on the front, I've got all the Rogue One characters, like, the 4 most important ones anyway, or at least the 4 that I think are most important. And then I added eyes to K2, shut up, I know. And then also you have the back, which is all Force Awakens themed, like I said. I think it's pretty damn cool, man. So I ordered those. Basically just a spin on the cards I already use, which you probably haven't seen because most of you haven't gone to Brick Fair now that I realize. Anyway, this is all random stuff that you totally don't care about, but hey, that's why you watch MGF Extra. So let's talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy. What am I doing aside from hanging up a damn picture frame? So I've been working on them. I have been making progress on Drax, weaving around his tattoos just like I did in 2014, and it's turning out pretty great so far, but still a lot more work to do and a lot more recoloring to do on him. And I pretty much all but completed Rocket Raccoon's headpiece, repainted that whole thing. A lot of mixing has been involved. I mean, I have just been making all kinds of new colors for these characters. It has been a little bit of a pain getting some of the colors right, but thankfully that should ease up once I move on to the less, demanding colored characters like, your Gamora, like Nebula, like Mantis and Ego. They're not really too weird when it comes to the colors, so that's pretty great. But yeah, so in terms of other things that I can't remember to talk about off the top of my head, yeah, I think that's it. I don't really have much else to talk about. I vlogged pretty recently, didn't I? Nick, it's all your fault. But yeah, so aside from that, and in terms of, like, you guys are probably wondering what Justice League figures I'm going to be making, it's probably going to be the full team, hopefully, maybe including Steppenwolf. If I can manage that, we'll see how it goes.
But he's not committing.
But yeah. after the X-Men Apocalypse figures, not committing, not making any more promises, guys. I can do what I can do. Like I said, I've got 2 of these, and unfortunately, a lot of stuff to also maintain and manage in life besides what I do and what I paint onto minifigures. So, yeah.
What I was gonna say though too, it's like, so to all you people watching, if Ross doesn't get his Justice League figures done on time, just know that he's working on them.
Yeah.
So don't leave comments like X-Men Apocalypse continuously asking him, bombarding him daily, saying, "Where's Justice? Where's Justice League? Where's Justice League? Where's Justice League?"
Don't even
He's
bother.
working on him.
Don't even bother. You know, Justice League and Thor Ragnarok will probably happen on time, though, I think, because after August, I'll pretty much have like 3 months there where
A lot of time.
it'll be nothing going on, no big releases. So, I mean, maybe Defenders, but for the most part, it's all going to be Thor Ragnarok and Justice League work leading up to the madness that will be November and shooting those 2 showcases when I will hopefully have those figures all done. And this vlog is already 15 minutes long, going on 16 minutes. And those of you who listen to me bitch about Twin Suns already had to sit through a 30-minute vlog pretty recently. But Christmas decorations are still up. That hasn't changed in the last few days. I'm walking into my room because I feel like there's something in here that I wanted to talk about that I completely forgot about. What was it? Oh yeah, these! Here it is! Celebration passes came in. This is what I didn't show in the last vlog. I forgot. Got all 3 of the celebration passes for me, for my sister and my dad, and then Joe got his, which was pretty great too, and a whole, like, you know, automatically printed letter that is not unique in any way, because like 100,000 other people also got that letter. But it's still pretty cool, man, because it's my first celebration, and it's going to be pretty great. But I think on that note, that's probably it for everything I wanted to discuss in this vlog. And, yeah. So, this is the part where I walk over and I tell Nick and Joe to say goodbye. Like,
Bye.
Oh, goodbye.
now. Okay, great. Alright, guys. Catch you in the next vlog. I don't know when it'll be. Not making any promises. I'm done.